Hey everybody, hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a great day. So today's video, we're here at Circle B Reserve. This is located in Lakeland, Florida. It's an amazing place. A lot of animals, beautiful trees, swaying in the breeze. So today's video, we're just gonna be taking a walk. I'm gonna be talking with you guys about some things that have been kind of on my mind, and maybe try to see some animals along the way. So it's just kind of a walk and talk and enjoy a little bit of nature. So yeah, hope you guys enjoy, and let's go take a walk. I absolutely love these trees here at the reserve. Love the Spanish moss. I talk about trees a lot on this channel. I just love trees. I don't know if you guys feel the same way. I just love how each tree is its own individual, being almost. It's got its own look and vibe. Some of them are gnarly, some of them not as gnarly, but the trees here are just so cool, man. So lately I've just been thinking, about how we all talk to ourselves, kind of going along the lines of self-love, And I know sometimes people hear the word self-love and they think it's kind of corny or whatever. But it's just not. Self-love's not. It's very important. And it's kind of like when you say things about yourself that are not nice. Like Bruce Lee said, that's where I heard this, and I was like, this is just such a great explanation, I guess, where like, never say anything bad about yourself, even if you're joking, because your body doesn't know the difference. And it's as simple as that, where, a lot of times we down ourselves, and sometimes we're joking, sometimes we're half joking, it's like a joke, but in the back of our minds, it's almost like we're being serious a little bit, and I'm guilty of doing that myself, a lot more when I was younger. Kind of a joke, being like, oh, I'm an idiot, or, oh, or whatever not nice thing, that you say to yourself. And it's like, I'd be joking and being like, oh, I'm such an idiot. Problem is, your body and your subconscious kind of pick up on that and almost make you believe it, make you believe that you feel that way about yourself. And it's really easy to know how you treat yourself when you think about, like, would you say that to somebody you absolutely love? Would you say that to your spouse? Would you say that to your kids? Would you say that to your mom or dad or your best friend? So it really is important to be kind to yourself. Say nice things to yourself, because we are all special in our own way. We're all perfect in the image of the universe, and the more you talk bad about yourself, it's like you just start to believe it, and like, oh, I'm not good at doing that, or I'm not this, or I can't do that. When you start saying that stuff, there's a part of your brain that starts believing it, and then you wake up one day and you're like, man, I don't feel like I can do that anymore, or I do feel like an idiot, or whatever, and it's just not good. It's just not good to talk to yourself like that. You gotta love yourself. You have to treat yourself. And this is a big reminder for myself, guys. I'm not sitting here preaching just to you guys. Like, I'm just saying, I battle with that too, where I'm like, are these things that I would say to somebody else? Would I treat somebody I care about like that? And it's like, of course not. So why would you do that to yourself, But that being said, also, I heard something very amazing. I listen to a lot of motivational speakers. I listen to a lot of folks that have some insights on things, like Alan Watts. Love Alan Watts. Check him out. If you haven't, he's very metaphysical. He's a little out there, but I dig that, and if you do too, you'll probably like his stuff. But this quote, at least I heard it from Les Brown. He's a speaker, wonderful guy, great story. Check him out as well. But so if somebody says something to you, you know, they down you, or, you know, they speak not kind words, you know, because I know it's happened to me when I was younger. You know, somebody be like, oh, you're not good at this, or you're this, or you're that. And the problem is, I took that to heart and, you know, like, believed it. It became my reality. And Les Brown just said, don't let someone's opinion of you dictate your reality. I'll say that again, just because I want you to really hear what I'm saying, or hear what Les Brown's saying. Don't let someone's opinion of you dictate your reality. You know, there's a lot of us, you know, people will say, oh, you know, you're not good at math, or you're not this, or you are this, and it's not something good. You know, unfortunately, we take it in almost as it is our own thinking, our own thoughts, and that becomes our reality. And to allow someone else to do that to you, I mean, it's your life, it's our lives, you know? You cannot allow that, man. My goodness, it gets real thick back here with the trees, and back here while I was walking, right in front of me, a stick just dropped out of the tree, because it is very windy today, but it's actually nice because it is a little warm out. But like, seriously, look at the trees. This is the Florida that I absolutely am in love with. Because it's old, you know, like, look at this thing. This is a little house for, you know, squirrels or any types of creatures. And another thing that's been on my mind lately, I heard this. There's a lot of things I hear, and as soon as I hear them, I start to like take it in, absorb it, and really kind of apply it to my own life and go, okay, how does this fit? You know, how does that fit into my life? Do I you know, connect with that? Is that something? And I heard a guy say, in order to pick something new up, you have to put something old down. And that is just such a great, like, thought-provoking thing. You know, and it's like metaphorical in a sense. Obviously, we all carry these things, like, let's say, for example, we're carrying our old ways of thinking, our old either habits or routines, you know, that you have to, like, in order to grow as a human, as a person, as an individual, it's like you've got to put these old ways down. Like, for example, just real simple to kind of get the point across, it's like, if you want to get up early, which is something that a new thing you'd pick up, that means that you cannot go to bed late. So that's something you need to put down. So it's like a sacrifice almost, because life is full of sacrifice. If you are planning on doing one thing, you have to not do another thing, you know? So I've been trying to figure out, thinking in my own life, you know, it's like, what old ways or what old things do I have to set aside so I have room to pick something else up? Now, I haven't traveled a whole bunch, and my old way of thinking was like, just kind of, you know, in the comfort zone. I don't want to go too far. And I, in my mind, and this is where a little bit of my anxiety kind of kicks in, is that it's the unknown, what's going to happen. And I go down all of these things about like going on a big trip, you know, like what are all the problems? Unfortunately, you know, that's how we think. And it's like, well, if I want to grow, if I want to do something new, which I do want to travel, I want to take you guys on more journeys, more adventures, other places. I've got to put down that old way of thinking, like, and just go, okay, just go for the adventure, you know, go travel a bit more and pick that up. So that'd be like a new thing that I pick up, which I actually am heading out to California. I've never been to California. Unfortunately, Veronica has stuff here that needs to be attended to, but I'm going to be heading out to California, you know, and I'm not a huge fan of flying. I don't love flying, but I have to just say, I want to do this because there's also things I want to do. So that old way of thinking, I got to put it down. I got to stop thinking, oh, this and that and all that other stuff, and just embrace that new thing. Let go of the old ways, you know? And I think a lot of us have trouble letting go of things. That's why we have so much nostalgia for things. You know, that's why we want to stay in the same place. We find a period of time that we love, that's in our heart. You know, and a lot of us, just the way that life works, it's usually roughly when you're kind of a kid into your teenage years. Those were the best years, you know. It's because everything was new and we had no expectations on things. And we hold on to that nostalgia and we don't want to let go. We don't want to put that down to pick something new up. You know, and it's not like holding on to nostalgia is necessarily a bad thing. I'm just saying that we can get stuck in that stale loop where you just stay there and you don't grow and kind of move on from that space. It's almost like we have to be like water, another Bruce Lee thing. You know, you got to flow like water, man. You've got to let the river take you and just enjoy the ride instead of holding onto a rock as the water is rushing past you because you're trying to stay in one place. That's an analogy. You guys can get what I'm saying, because that's what it is. It's like we're going down the river and we're like, nope, we want to stop here and stay here forever. And the problem is you really can't. I mean, you can try your best to hold on to that time period, to that thought, but life is going to happen, guys. Life is definitely going to happen. We were coming up on the lake and I want to show you guys this beautiful lake. Now, if you weren't sure if it is a little windy today, there's waves in the lake. You can almost surf these. Look at the whitecaps. This usually doesn't have whitecaps like this. Yeah, this lake, I read on one of these things that they had. Oh, and remember that alligators live here if you do come to visit this whole path here, especially during April and May. It's mating season, a lot of gators everywhere. But I had read that this lake is like 5 feet deep everywhere. Like, that's the deepest it gets. Just getting you guys another shot, a little bit better of a shot of the lake and all those white caps. And right here, you know, like this is like where the gators are coming up, and what they do, this is like a gator little trail here, and then they go over here, or vice versa. So just always be wary if you are going to come here. There are gators. We are in Florida. We got a little bird down there. He was just opening his wings, and I think I learned before why they do that, why they open their wings. I don't know if it's like getting sun or I forget what it was. Here, I got a little bit better of a shot of the bird. So many different kinds of birds here. Bird lovers, I'm telling you, this is the place to be. Take a little walk out onto this little wooden platform out here to get a cool little view of the lake so you guys can see the size of it. And I love these trees. Well, man, so awesome. I don't know how the audio, how good it's gonna be, because it is quite windy, but such a beautiful spot. And this lake is quite large. A lot of gators in this bad boy. I remember last year or 2 years ago during mating season, and I'm not even exaggerating, guys, just all you could see was gator backs, like all through this water, like 1,000 or thousands. It was insane. And you know, another point of, you know, letting something go to pick up something else. So here on the channel, you know, we've been trying to do work, life, YouTube balance, and it becomes quite tricky at times. In case you are new to the channel, me and Veronica, my wife, we have 2 children. So of course we need to spend time with them, and they have things that they need and all of that kind of stuff. And work, we have full-time jobs, and then fitting in YouTube, you know. And before, last year, we were unfortunately doing less videos per week, just because we had so many things that we were juggling, that we were holding, you know. And this year we've been trying to do more videos, kind of dive a little bit more into YouTube, because we love this. We absolutely love our channel. It's our baby, and just our way to communicate our messages that we're trying to, you know, give to the world, to our little, you know, YouTube corner of the world or whatever. You know, we want you guys to feel inspired. We want you guys to feel loved. You know, we want all of that good stuff, good positive vibes. I am wearing my Shine Your Light, man, because it's very important to shine your light, you know, to other folks. You know, that whatever you have inside you, you gotta give it to others, man. It's not for you. You know what I mean? It's for you as a vessel to put out into the world. And I 100% believe that. And I try to do that the best of my abilities. Sometimes I fall short, but it's okay, because I keep going. But, you know, speaking of, like I said, putting something down, it's like, I've had to put down some activities. It's okay. I don't want you, it's not like you got to feel bad for me. No, just some other activities that I enjoy doing, but I had to set them down so I could put more time into the channel. And that's that sacrifice, you know, because we love this channel and we want to keep doing this channel. We want to do more on this channel, but the only way to do it is to, like I've kind of said a million times already, but I mean, put down that old thing, pick up the new thing. But it's like, it's all about sacrifice, you know, sacrificing. Sometimes you do have to sacrifice sleep. Sometimes you have to sacrifice a fun event or something like that. You know, it's not always easy. But if you're trying to do something, I don't know what you guys are trying to do in your life, whether it's YouTube or trying to be a nurse, or you're trying to, you know, invent something. I don't know, whatever the case may be. You know, just always understand that you will find out, if you truly want to do what you're doing, if you sacrifice something that you enjoy, and you put it down and you're okay with it, to give you more time and more focus on what you say that you want to do. And I found that out. You know, I had to make a decision earlier this year. Is this really, do I really want to get into this? Do we really want to keep going? Do we want to give it everything we have? And I found out very, very quickly, yes. I'm willing to sacrifice those other things to keep doing this and bringing you guys videos and bringing you to beautiful places like this. This is one of my favorite places around Lakeland. Just very calming, and that's why I, took a little walk and talk with you guys today. Oh, I thought it was taking, oh, it is taking off. It's gone. Look at that. So beautiful, graceful, except for when it started off, it was struggling a bit. Well, we definitely found a couple gators out there. Wow. So we got a big boy right there. Oh, and we've got another one right over there. He was just moving his head. Oh, and he's moving. Look at that tail. It's slithering like a snake. So yeah, the chances of you seeing a gator here at Circle B Reserve is pretty darn good. I don't think I've ever come here and not seen a gator. Not one time. In our videos, I usually try to get a 10 for Zen. So we're gonna do a little Zen with all these birds chirping. Guys ready? Here we go. A little 10 for Zen with the birds. That's just beautiful. I love the bird song, man. Got a little down here. Looks like he's getting stuff for like his nest or her nest. Hi. How you doing? I wonder if it's making a nest in this hollowed out log. I mean, that'd be a good spot. Hi. What's up? How you doing? All right, I'll leave you alone. I'll let you get back to work. Yeah, this place is pretty darn cool, and a lot of animals, man. I've seen a raccoon once. I've also seen armadillos. There's a lot of armadillos, especially when you first drive in to the reserve. It's really cool. But I do want to circle back to what I was talking about in the beginning, talking about self-love, talking about, caring about yourself, and it's also about believing in yourself. For years, I did not believe in myself. I had that. A lot of us are like that, where you see somebody else do something, let's say YouTube or whatever the case may be, and you just go, oh, that's cool that they can do it. But in your mind, you're like, I'd never be able to do that. And you can't do that. I've learned, like, you have to believe in yourself, and you have to believe in your vision, whatever it is, because no one else is going to believe in it. Not until you believe it and you make it happen. I'm sure there's people that did not believe that me and Veronica could start our own channel and get 1,000 subscribers, let alone over 50,000. Wow, it's really windy right here. Yeah, 50,000 subscribers is nothing to sneeze at, I guess how they say it. But yeah, like it's that belief, because seeing is not believing, believing is seeing. You've got to have it right here, guys. You got to have your vision. You have to have your vision and what you believe to be true, even if it might be weird or strange or different to what everybody else is doing. Doesn't matter. It was a gift that we all have been given, a gift, and you just have to figure out on this planet what your gift is and use it and do it your way. I realized when we started this channel, like, I want to do it our way. I mean, you obviously maybe take what other folks have done in YouTube, you know, and you get an idea of certain things, how to do it, and some inspiration. I'm not saying that you don't have inspiration on it, but you got to take it and you got to do it your way. Find your way and believe in it. See it in your mind to be true, and it will be true in your mind, and then you can make it actually happen and make your, whatever you're doing, it's going to have your handprint on it. It's going to have your touch, and that's what makes it special. Because if everything was the same, nothing would be special, you know. But please, yeah, like, you just get that belief. Love yourself enough to say, I can do these things, and I can be who I want to be. Choose who you want to be, what you want to do, and just go for it, and just have that faith, man. You know, that's what we've done on the channel here, is just, this is how we're going to do it. I believe we can do it, and we're just going to keep at it and make the content we want to make. All right, guys, that is going to do it for our video here at Circle B Reserve. I hope you did enjoy it. And I guess the takeaway from this video that I want for you guys is, you know, have some self-confidence. Believe in yourself. Don't let others dim your light. You know, you got to love yourself enough to put yourself out there and believe in the things that you want. Like I said, for me and Veronica, you know, YouTube, we're putting our heart into this. We're believing in ourselves. Even when things don't go right and videos don't do well, and all those kind of things where they fall apart or whatever, you got to keep that faith. You got to believe in yourself. You got to care about yourself enough to want to keep going and keep doing what you do. Like I said earlier, treat yourself like you treat somebody you love. You know, you would encourage your loved one. You would tell them nice things. You would try to inspire them to be better than they were yesterday. And I guess that's kind of what I'm trying to give you guys today. And I need that for myself as well. I'm not preaching at you, I'm preaching with you, because I'm right there in the same boat. But I love you guys, and please take care of yourselves and say something nice and positive to yourself today. Trust me, it'll make a world of difference. All right, guys, well, till we see you next time, take care of yourself, take care of all your loved ones, and be good to yourself out there. Until we see you next time, remember, only one way to live. It's in the moment. Also, guys, if you enjoyed this video, there's another video that you guys might enjoy. Check it out. Think you'll like it.